welcome back to Time to Roll the Dice. So last time our adventurers, after the fire that had spread in Hopetown, a couple of our players met up at the academies, and our Ogier Rieht, not right, Rieht, we will pronounce his name correctly, had talked to the mayor beforehand and then traveled with her to the academies where Shainale and Olvon are both interns at the academies with trying to learn more about the mini dragons, the pew-pews of our campaign. We're talking with their professor there and decided they didn't want to listen to this conversation that the mayor and the professor were having. So they went to investigate the fires that had happened in the town. Some tree singing happened, which is delightful. And they continued on to investigate the causes of the fire. I had some very interesting findings. And Shainale was like, you know what? I know someone we can go talk to about this. And we will pick up from there. So any intro thoughts, Shainale, Rieht, before we continue? As you're slowly making your way back in from Hopetown into across the bridge into New Hope. So you're passing that guard that you just saw, wave. He gives you a quick one over, even though he just saw you. Wants to make sure that you don't have any Sharon tattoos, because you don't want those Sharon tattoos.
Yeah, I think Shainale is just she's just thinking through the implications of what they've just discovered, that this was definitely intentional and it wasn't an accident, which, I think people were kind of operating under the belief that it's likely that it was intentional, but now there's more proof to that. And she's I don't know, I think she doesn't she wanted to learn, and now kind of
Is it just me, or did her mic
Yeah,
just go?
absolutely died.
Really?
Oh,
Now
there
it's
you're back.
Now you're back. Okay.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's so weird. Okay.
I was like, is it just me? What did I do?
No, it wasn't just you.
Okay.
So weird.
So go back into your speech.
Yeah, she's just thinking about the implications of what they found out, and that it was intentional, the fire was on purpose, who could have done it. She just came here to learn. I think she's missing home a lot right now, and she's really wishing that she had an adult around. If that makes sense, even though she is an adult. Yeah, she's thinking, oh, well, we're going to see Avorie, so I do owe them back for the bet that we made. So maybe we can have a spa day and we can talk about this. I don't know. But as she's walking, she's like, none of this is showing on her face. She's just very much like, very purposeful.
Rieht, any thoughts going through your head?
No, he's still probably bushed from all his tree singing that he did. And also not just physically from the exertion, I guess, of it. I don't know if that would feel similar to like channeling being tired, but also like mentally, he's a little drained.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I imagine tree singing does take some amount of effort. It's not just a thing you casually do. So, because you've got to put your heart and your soul into it, right? So it's a very like soul consuming, like, again, not physical effort, but just you're putting your life force into a different.
And then just exasperated that humans are fighting over things again.
Well, and you also couldn't smell, so like you got all that charcoal on your face.
Oh,
and-
yeah, he's covered.
just-
He's just dirty. He's a mess.
All right, so you guys cross over the bridge. You're going with the morning traffic. So as people are coming into New Hope from the close outer farms, you're very familiar with these this part of the territories. So like you're very familiar with this flow of people coming in. It's all the workers coming into the city, and you guys are heading all the way up to the northern corner, Shainale, where you had been the previous night with your new friend Avorie. Avorie, at this point, you're in the barracks, so you're there getting breakfast, and Cabrit comes in. He just like collapses in a chair, and he's just like, I'm so hungover and tired. Do you know what I had to go do this morning?
Probably the same thing you have to go through every morning when you're hungover.
Not just that, but I got sent out to go do this early investigation, which you know is not one of my strengths. Yeah. So your friends, I didn't remember them.
Which friends?
The people apparently who we were talking to yesterday. No, I mean not the guy that won me all the money. Which, oh my gosh, he won me. That was amazing. But no, the other ones that, after I started drinking my winnings.
Oh, I haven't seen them yet this morning. Where are they?
Oh, they were out in town looking at things. The one dude, the tall dude, he grew back some trees. That was really cool.
Tall dude. An Ogier is here
Yeah.
in town?
Yeah.
Who?
I don't know.
Who?
Okay, you're being so loud right now.
Who? There's not very many Ogier that come around here. Who is it?
I don't know. He was tree singing. We didn't really introduce and talk a lot. So
Okay, so I'm done with this conversation because I know who it is. I know my old friend Rieht has come back in town. So I quickly finished drinking my morning calf and shovel 2 more spoonfuls of whatever's on my plate in my mouth. I take my, as quickly and orderly as I can without causing chaos in the barracks. I get up, take my tray to, clean it off, put it where it needs to go to get washed, and very quickly start walking out of the barracks. And once I'm outside, I break into a run, hoping I can find my friend. I call for Gwen. I'm like, Gwen. Gwen comes bounding along, and we start winding our way through the traffic towards, where I have a feeling they'll be coming from. Because it's not like it's going to be hard to see.
roll me a survival check to see if you're able to run into them.
Oh my gosh, you know
On
what?
the road.
Do you know what I don't have open yet? My character sheet.
That would be useful.
Oh my god, I have Boundary up. I just don't have my character sheet. God.
Oh my god.
Oh my lord, y'all.
It's a morning.
Oopsie doodle.
Okay. Why am I having a hard time bringing up my...
Because D&D.
Right? Okay, I got it. Yes.
Yeah.
I got it. All right, so you want me to do a survival check?
Survival check, baby.
Normal. 15. Normal. 15.
15, yeah. So as you're coming out of the barracks, you cross over you go towards the more frequently crossed paths, but also you do know there's this one route that Rieht likes to take when he's walking through the town. So you're like, all right, so you like, all right, I'm going over this way, and then Rieht likes this because this is where some of the trees that he had planted here, and he loves going by them. So you cut down that path, and dagnammit, you see him like crossing this one covered bridgeway and turning down, and he's just looking at the trees, and he's slowly telling Shainale the entire history of Hopetown. And then Rieht, please give us a little bit of your monologuing that you're doing, the non-hasty monologuing.
Yes, I remember when we built this wall. It was 60 years ago today, actually, that we put up this section here. I used trees from the western slopes of the mountain. It was very interesting watching them carry them. So it took them so long to carry. Oh, Gwyn!
He gets so excited to see the cat, he doesn't even see Avorie.
I mean,
Yeah,
right
and
there.
Gwyn has shot off ahead from me, left me, and is like doing the duck and weave between
Yeah.
people because Gwyn has a history with Rieht.
'cause she could hear his dulcet tones way before, so she has just sprinted ahead.
And I'm calling
when he
after her,
says- When he
Gwyn!
says Gwyn, he does it like loud for an Ogier as well. So like he doesn't. It's probably pretty loud.
And she can't quite leap up into your arms.
Oh
like
no,
you're
he
a
gets
little
down
bit
there. He gets down on the floor to her.
Oh,
He goes down
so
to her
she
level.
just basically fur tackles you. And she is just all around your neck and just rubbing the purrs. Shainale, you can hear
Mhm.
the
Like a-
purrs.
Mhm.
Which are you a little jealous? Because like she was
Yes.
a little lukewarm about you yesterday.
Shainale is very jealous. She's like, "Oh, I wish that was me." But oh,
And Gwen looks at you at some point and is like, bitch.
oh my god!
Typical
He is
cat.
also purring, by the way.
Typical cat.
Yeah, so you've got the cat purring, you've got the Ogier purring. Like there is just some
Mhm.
very harmonic
Mhm.
noises and vibrations going on.
What color is what color is Gwyn again?
Gwyn is like a gray and white striped cat. If you look up Palace's cat,
Mm.
you'll see
Okay.
what Gwyn looks like. Yeah.
So when he starts to like pet their fur, that's when he notices his hands are like covered in the. Oh God, he's so cute! Look at the head. He notices that his hands are covered in charcoal and soot and stuff, and he's like, "Oh no!" And he stands up and he starts to just wipe his hands all over his clothes and stuff, and like to clean himself
Because
off.
you're still carrying that tree.
Oh yeah, he dropped that. I forgot about the tree. Yeah, right. He took a section of the tree that he couldn't heal.
And you master smong and you chop that bitch down.
Yeah. He because he didn't want to just leave it there, and since he couldn't heal it, he figured he'll turn it into something or whatever. So there's plenty of section of wall that needs to get replaced. So he starts wiping his hands off so that he doesn't get Gwyn's fur any more must, and he's like, "Oh, so hasty." It's like just wiping his hands off and trying to like clean the fur off at the same time.
Well, and at this point, Olvon has gone. Shainale will have told you that he's going back to the Academy's barracks. He has a scheduled meeting with his master. So the rest of the conversation is up to you guys as Avorie approaches. As this love fest is going on between the Ogier, the large Ogier, and this tiny little cat.
Aw.
Avorie,
So,
I'm sorry, I must Gwyn's fur.
Hi, Rieht. How are you? It's been what? How long has it been since you were last in town? Since we last saw each other?
I don't know. It's been some time.
You haven't aged a day, friend.
Oh, you're too kind. He's just like he realizes that it's futile to like clean, like to try to get completely clean. So he takes like some water from like I'm assuming he has like a water skin somewhere and just cleans one hand so that he can continue petting the cat, and is just like down on one knee petting the cat, and he looks up to you and he says, many trees were damaged in the fires.
The fires were horrible. They were horrible. And I kind of like, because no gear, and even though he's on his knees, right, or on a knee, he's still as tall as me, roughly, right?
Mhm,
Like on a
yeah.
knee. So I kind of look behind him or like to the side, and I see Shainale there, and I'm like, hello, Shainale.
Hello.
Funny meeting
Oh, yes.
you here.
Yeah.
Yeah, here as well. I got distracted by Gwyn. And then he goes back
I
to being
understand.
distracted again.
Shainale is gonna reach into her sort of pants or something like that and hand Rieht a cloth or handkerchief, something like that, so that you can
Thank
wipe
you,
your hands
thank you.
off. No problem.
And it's like, yeah,
Oh, no, he
you're
doesn't
just
wipe
you're
his
just
face.
at this
Only
point. You're
he's concerned
still
about his hands.
you're
Mhm.
you're still just kind of smearing everything around. Like your large hands are able to very easily dirty this
Oh yeah, right. That's true.
tiny human-sized cloth because you've been holding this shit. You've been like you've been manhandling this all throughout town. So it's all up your arm because oh my god, my cats. It's all up your arm because you've been holding it, and so two hands. It's yeah. So, but you know, like you smudge. You got a little bit of the smudge off, and
Little schmutz. Still schmutz.
yeah, you hand it back to Shainale.
Oh, that's for you, Rieht. You can keep that. It's nice to see a reunion between old friends. I take it you've known each other for quite some time.
Oh, it's been a few years.
Several years, actually. I consider
lose
Rieht a
track.
pretty good friend.
Easier than you humans do.
Yeah, we have history. A good history. Good history. And Rieht, would you like to get cleaned up?
Sorry, what'd you say? I missed it.
Would you like to get cleaned up?
That would be wise.
So, do you already have accommodation here, or would you like me to see if we could get a spare room put together for you? With
Yes, we'll see if any of the Ogier rooms are available.
Okay. So you did stay overnight at one of the inns in New Hope, but you do know the accommodations at the barracks are Ogier friendly. You don't normally like to bother them, but you will never turn down an invitation.
No, definitely not. Especially if it's made for him.
Yes. Yeah. And
it is uncomfortable sleeping in those when they push the human-sized beds together. It never
and
quite fits.
the Black Owls do have like multiple Ogier size barrack rooms, knowing that you guys have been very pivotal in the defenses of the town before. So they make sure that they have large accommodations and multiple accommodations for whenever the Ogier want to come and stay. It's more of an honorary place now. The Fort of New Hope no longer is under attack as much as it had been when it was first founded, back when it was still the Blight. But they are always very welcoming of your kin and your fellowship.
I can't remember off the top of my head. Do either of you use like any kind of staff or
bow or anything like that? Like anything that, like something that he could sing out of wood that he would.
I mean, I would as a ranger.
Uh-huh.
Right. I forgot that you were a ranger. I keep forgetting.
Yes,
Okay.
maybe.
So
Did you bring it with you though, like as you were darting out of the barracks, or did you leave it back in your quarters?
No, I don't have any like the only weapons I would have on me would be the ones that would be like physically on my person, like dagger, short sword, kind of, that would be belted. So nothing travel oriented at this point.
okay.
And then Shainale, you did bring your rapier with you this morning.
I did.
Right? Yes.
Yes.
Because you didn't have it yesterday. You were very
Yep.
concerned about that.
Mhm.
And he's got all his he's got a pack that's probably the size of one or both of them full of all of his crap. He didn't know if he was going to be staying out repairing walls or whatever this morning. He knew that he just had to go do the inspections, but he'll just follow you guys while we and now you'll probably like once we start moving, you'll notice he'll pick up like, I don't know how big it is. It's pretty big. It's a significant portion of what was left of one of the trees. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're wrapping your arms around it, so it's at least like 1.5 feet in diameter. And yeah, you're just hauling it through town, and people don't question what an ogier do, but they're very curious as you're hauling this charred, dead tree.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah.
So once we get back to near where the barracks and stuff are, he'll leave that off to the side before I guess going to talk to whoever. Like since he's been there before, he would probably know like where to go to be like, hey, is there any ogier rooms? I'm not sure who though.
Oh, so they'll see you walk in, and immediately like the staff will swarm you and very much ask you like, oh, Master Ogier, Master Rieht, are you staying with us again to this day, or are you just here? The tree you left outside, do you want us to put it back in the fighting yard, or do you want us to leave it out front? We're very happy to have you here. And they're like making bells and your name.
And he's just going and every time they say something.
Look, and they're just chittering up at you at this point within your staff.
Please move it to where the woodworkers are.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, we'll get that done right away. Do you want something to eat? Do you want some staff? Like, again, they're just chittering up at you, like, so hasty.
Yeah. I would like just a somewhere I can clean up.
So they'll lead you back to one of the washrooms off of the main dining area, which is where everybody enters into. It's essentially like a tavern, but it's a common room essentially for all the Black Owls. And there, as you guys walk in, you will see it's early morning, so most of the barracks is in this main hall. So all of the tables are full. The wait staff is going around. You'll see people in their various. Some of them are in their civilian clothes, like Avorie. But then also some of them are in their Black Owl. So they'll have their capes, which do have that leathered pattern of the Black Owls. And you'll see those who have the lower ranks only have a little bit of feathers coming down. And then the higher rank that they go, the more they have on their left shoulder. So that denotes, how high up
The more
in
plumage they have, the
the
higher rank
plumage.
they are.
The plumage, yes. So, yeah. Um, so, so Shainale, this is you came yesterday while it was holiday. There wasn't a lot of people here, and you really came in a time of chaos. You kind of got whisked through. So this is your really first time taking in the sights and the sounds, and this is very new for you. You've never been in a common room for the Black Owls. You've heard about them. You've heard about how there's songs sung about them. There's plays written about the adventures that the Black Owls have. How do you feel the first time really coming into the common room?
I think this is probably the first place that Shainale has felt a sense of kinship with. Like she feels like there's a kind of familiarity to the crew of a ship compared to Black Owls. Like there's very much that sort of familial sense, even though they may not be blood related. And yeah, like I think she's impressed by it. So she's just kind of looking around, and she just has this kind of look of like childlike almost wonder to her. She's impressed with it. She's looking forward to, I think, getting to know them more, to getting to learn more about them. And she kind of turns to Avorie and is like, this is impressive. I've heard incredible things, of course, about the Black Owls, but actually seeing how you live is exciting. You should be very proud.
I grew up in it. I don't know anything different. I'm proud to be part of such a esteemed yet friendly organization. We're always looking for new folks to fill our ranks. Just putting it out there. I've tried to convince Rieht multiple times just to officially become one of us, even if he kind of is already by name, in name only. But we would love to have him join us. It's not always pretty though. It's not. There's still a lot of unsavory things that happen north of our borders, and I'm just glad to be able to make a difference.
I can see why.
What's left of the blight and the shadow spawn are very disturbing.
Yes, that's a
Shainale. This term blight is an antiquated term for you. And Avorie, you're used to the back and forth, but Shainale, you'll know the blight as the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think she almost, like, when he says, would she know the term like blight? She would know blight.
Again, it's in the stories. You've heard it from the stories. Okay. But right now, the entirety of that northern wooded area that we as book readers know as the Blight is now, in this time, known as the wilderness. So again, it's an old term for what this vast expanse was back in the day.
Gotcha. So I think when she hears him say Blight, she's like, Blight. The wilderness.
Yes.
The wilderness. Yes, I mean, I've never. This is the furthest from my ship that I've ever been. I've certainly never been to the wilderness before, but I have heard many tales of the darker side of things that are still lurking there.
The corruption and the perversion of nature is disheartening.
We're still fighting 100 years later to reclaim our borders. And even though I never got to stand on the grounds of Candor as it once was in its glory, the traditions of my people have been preserved. And one day we will hopefully be able to call Candor a nation again, make it whole, and reclaim our homelands.
You will.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will.
And at this point, Keebrit will see you guys and be like, "Hey, Avorie, those are the things I'm telling you about." As he's like leaning his head into his hand and just very obviously still hungover. Did you guys find anything?
We found many things. That is actually what we came to talk to Avorie about. Are you, forgive me if this is insensitive. I'm not sure how else to ask this. Are you always drunk?
I mean,
Warren just cannot not laugh at that. Like, tries to turn and like do this, but it's so spontaneous.
Rieht does the same exact thing. He does exactly what I did.
he turns it off. I mean, you know, I go undercover a lot, so like, yeah.
He tries to cover it with cleaning like his face with the blanket that they probably gave him to clean.
I just got back from Dreadbane stands, and yeah, if you've ever been there, you would know that sometimes you need a drink to recover from that. And like, you can tell with your passive intuition that he is putting on a good face to cover something. He's trying to make light of. Shainale, you've never heard of Dreadbane stand, but Rieht, you know that like if he just came back from that, like he has gone through some fucking shit.
Can I roll in like, I mean, obviously she doesn't have the context for it. I'm just wondering if she would pick up on like
you can do a history check. Do a history check to see if you in your like just a regular history check to see if you've heard of Dreadbane stand.
Please hold. Oh no.
I saw that.
With Catherine jumping down from on the heights.
You said history, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I am great at history. I have a +0, baby.
Oh!
That is a big old
6. Yeah. There are so many settlements up in the territories of the Borderlands, and you're like, I mean, it sounds like a name.
It's a name.
But also you would know that Dreadbane is a term for somebody that the Borderlanders use for somebody who has slayed Murdrall. So you're like, oh, this is like a cool town, right? So there's that guy that was in the last battle in Camelin who slew 2 Murdrall and survived, and then he was part of that company that actually is now at that point it was just a little band, but now it is one of the larger military forces that are helping fight the Sharans. So they're an expeditionary force. It's a very elite group. Like not just why is words escaping me? Like sell swords, yeah.
Like it's not like mercenaries.
Yeah, and they are very closely aligned with Eludra's Fire Stick company, and so all of her like that company's latest stuff gets tested with them. So they always have the latest flashbangs and they always have the coolest. So you know that Dreadbane is one of the companies in that. But this Dreadbane stand, like it sounds kind of like a cool place. Sounds like a cool place, right?
But I'm just wondering if she would pick up on the emotional aspect that is sort of like from him.
You've got an 11 for passive insight, so you're like, again, it's warring with your knowledge of the word Dreadbane. Like you're kind of picking up his vibes, but also you're like, but a place like that would be
Mm-hmm.
an amazing place, right? So like, why are you like you don't sound happy? Like, and I don't understand what you like.
Yeah. Okay. So I think Shainale is just like, it's again, I apologize if I sometimes I'm still learning how to filter my words. I'm used to being around people who speak their mind, even maybe sometimes when they shouldn't. I'm sorry if I offended you.
The land folk are very different from you sea folk.
Very different. But it
Oh,
sounds
no, I didn't.
interesting.
Yeah, no, it's all good. You know, like, please sit down and have some calf. Oh, your buddy earlier who gave me like his calf, that was so nice of him. And I like, and he just pours an entire craft, and it's like thick. This coffee, this calf is thick.
Gross.
The faces we made.
It reminds me of I don't know if you guys watch Star Trek, but the Cardassians in Star Trek.
Yes.
The liquid that they drink. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's just this like viscous, like just sort of globby stuff. Ugh.
I forgot about that. I forgot about the Cardassians. Oh my god.
Yeah. And they just
globby. You had me at globby.
Globby.
Oh, you had me at globby.
Like molasses.
Yeah. I like, yeah, and it's like he is there's a couple people here that like it, that style. Not most people like it brewed that thick, but you know, the staff here accommodates. So and as you sit down, he's just like, so did you guys go like look at the things, because it looked like you were heading that way when I left?
We did. We were able to investigate a bit. I believe, because so the way I'm just remembering now, the way that Shainale was able to figure out that it was arson was by channeling.
You were able to embrace the source, so it enhanced your senses, which helped you and Olvon do a deeper investigation. And then he had done a scraping, so he's taken that mug with him at this point, as he's gone back to the academies to he said talk to his master, which his master's not here.
No, he's not.
No, yeah. So yeah.
I was able to sense, actually, and she looks at Avorie. I was able to sense that what happened was intentional. It was done on purpose.
Okay. Then that definitely needs to be brought to the attention of Gara.
Yes.
Who is my commander.
Yeah, I mean, it did look really bad in that one section, and I put down in my notes that like somebody should go back and look. You guys looked at that a little bit more. It's like it looked bad. Yeah, like that was a bad start of the fire.
There was some kind of accelerant used to.
Really?
Yes.
Yes, many trees were damaged.
Oh yeah, lots of trees. Yeah. And Keybrand is trying to be as genuine as possible, but he is just like cross-eyed at this point and like slurping, like he's got his coffee and like he's just grossly slurping it down, making like all the noises that I will not do into the microphone.
Oh,
I appreciate
Lord.
because I want people to
Bring it
continue
back.
to watch this.
This isn't a mukbang video. We're good.
Exactly.
You're welcome
But yeah,
for that.
so like has zero manners. Like you can tell he's just like like used to rough living and not being around people. Even some of the other tables are just like, fucking keep it. Keep it. Feckin'. Because apparently that's what we say in the real time now these days. So Avorie, your reaction is
I mean, a fire that spreads that fast, I'm not surprised. So I try to genuinely, nicely disengage us from Kibrit. And I'm like, hey, Kibrit, why don't you go finish your breakfast? Get some more food on your stomach. Drink a little bit more coffee or calf. And
he'll just
and
raise
I'm
his
gonna
hand
and I'm gonna take Shainale and Rieht to go find Togara because these findings really need to be reported.
Yeah, so you take them straight up the stairs. So you go to the back of the room and up to the 3rd floor. The way the room is set up, essentially there is stairs. There's a couple of stairs that go up, but they're all offset. So you can tell this is set up at that like to be a last stand type place. So all the stairs are offset. And they do outline almost like a courtyard within the building. And so you've got walkways that go off into some of the office spaces, essentially. And on the 3rd floor is where Guerrera's office is. And also a whole bunch of war rooms that are set up. So you take them to the back of the dining hall, take them up that stairs, then you walk halfway around, go up another flight of stairs, then you circle back to go up another flight of stairs.
Do I fit in this area?
Yes, you do. Like, and again, this was set up with the intention of having Ogier. So like you are like they're very high ceiling. So like the walkways are very tall. Like it is definitely a taller of the buildings, knowing that like again. So all the accommodations in this particular barracks, this particular housing is all Ogier. The doorways are way taller than normal. So
It does feel nice to be able to walk through a building without having to duck.
I can imagine.
I don't know how many times I've told you, Rieht, that you can call this place a home. You are more than welcome to call this place a home.
He just makes some like passive, but also like it almost sounds like not embarrassed, but like uncomfortable, like sounds. It's like
Okay.
He also, like me, doesn't do good with people talking to him, giving him any kind of praise or niceties.
at this point, you guys are up on the 3rd floor. So Avorie, you go and you knock on a door and you hear, enter. And so push open the door and you walk in, and it is this very simply decorated office. So there is a desk, there's shelving with charts, a couple of books, so a very clear desk that has a couple of very neatly stacked papers. There is a larger table with a map of the territories of the borderlands that do have some markings on it. And you see, as you walk in, you see Guerrera there. So he has his official cape on this morning. He had, so very tall, statuesque man. He's got some wispy grays in his dark hair, with his Hadori tied up into his hair. And he is talking to Avorie and Shainale, you'll recognize this woman from yesterday when she healed Shainale's wounds. She has her yellow shawl on, so the short, statuesque woman, and they're gesturing over the map and talking very aggressively. And he looks up. He's like, Avorie, please sit. 1 minute. And she goes, it can't be a coincidence that we've had so many coordinated attacks. I really would appreciate if you could find somebody to go out to some of these places to look a little bit more, because I trust your people as much as I trust my people. But you know the problems we've been having. And he just, yes. And like kind of gives her a, she shakes her head. It's like, I will see myself out at this moment.
When as she passes, Rieht just says, Aes Sedai.
Master, please talk sense to him, as I know you always do.
What is that Aes Sedai's name?
That is a really good question.
That's a great question.
That is a great question. That is something, I had so many people's names. Like
Yellow Sister number 4.
Yes.
Yellow Sister number 4.
How dare I ask a question as
Yeah,
simple as, what is that person's name?
Her name's
Sunny.
A.
A. Oh, we're going with A. Arnas. If we're going with A, yes, Arnas.
Okay.
Arnas. Okay. And I give a slight bow of my head as she passes Arnas Sedai. Good morning.
And she just.
And Shainale is just like, thank you again for your help.
She doesn't even acknowledge you. She just continues walking. As she's glaring at Avorie and glaring at Ward and Guerrera.
Wow.
Is Guerrero someone that Rieht would know?
Yes, you have met Guerrera in the past. So again, you've been through the town. So Guerrera is a staple of New Hope. So he wasn't one of the founding members. He actually grew up here. Was as the Black Owls were being formalized, he came up through the ranks. So he is the grandson of people who you had traveled with in the past, up to the back when it was the Blight, to start reclaiming the land. So his entire family has lived here. So he is born, he's bled, he loves this land. And he loves taking care of the people. He's very passionate, grumpy as fuck, but very. But Avorie, you know how he is.
Aes Sedai business is
well, and at this point, Guerrera is leaning over the map, so he's just leaning on the table, glaring as he does. It's his resting bitch face. Glaring.
What is his official title? Commander? Is that
senior warden?
So how would I address him? Just a sir? Or
sir.
Okay.
Also, you're when people are around, you call him sir or senior. But when it's just the two of you, you do call him Massaro.
Okay.
You are close enough that you can call him by his first name, but you don't do that in public.
Got it. I'm sorry for interrupting, sir. But I brought Rieht and this sea folk member of the academy, Shainale, to you as soon as I heard they have some findings from that devastating fire across the river last night. I think it's really important that you hear it.
Please. And he'll start rolling up the map. Please have a seat. Yes, I
Master
did get.
Yep. Lovely to see you,
Master Rieht. Very good to see you again. Please.
It's good to meet you.
And there is one Ogier-sized chair that you can pull up. He always has at least one Ogier-sized chair. And Rieht, you'll know that he's got a whole nother room that if he needs to call for more, like he will happily pull more in, as he has done for you in the past.
Sorry, my other cat is chewing on one of my wipes.
We're just having all the cat fun today.
Sorry. Large sections of the wall were damaged in the fire.
Yes, I did hear that. I had some preliminary investigations by Junior Cabrit that were not quite what I was hoping for, but you know how he is.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that you can tell me?
I look over at Shainale.
Shainale kind of like straightens up, and she's like, I was able to sense that an accelerant was used, and it was done intentionally. That gunpowder was used.
Oh, well, that is troubling. We have had reports of several other types of incidents from around the territories and possibly further. And this is very concerning. Master Rieht, Shainale, do you mind if I excuse myself and Warden Sandovna and have a discussion real quick?
Absolutely not. No.
Oh.
I will make sure. Do you need anything? I'll have one of my attendants come and have you eaten yet today?
Your people are very accommodating. I am well.
Right, well,
I am okay as well. Thank you. It's very kind.
Regardless, I will have one of them come in, and if you need anything, Sandovna with me.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. So I instantly become much more
We'll head out.
military presence.
So, and at this moment, he'll take you out to a smaller room next door. So you go out the main doorway and cross 2 doors down into a smaller conference room almost, where they're it's a map room. So there are maps of all of the territories set up. There's large scale maps, small scale maps, and he just starts he's not talking quite yet. He is placing his fingers, and you see them as he taps. It's on most of the major cities of the territories, as well as many of the larger towns. A lot of and as you'll know, a lot of commerce comes through many of the towns, like New Hope, from because the Borderlands it's just a wealth of things. So they've got logging, they've got mining going on. There's a lot of farming that happens up here. So a lot of hunting, trapping, logging, a lot of the riches that used to be the Blight. It's the freaking wild, wild west. So a lot of commerce flows in from these, and you can see he is pointing at all of these major commerce points as he goes through. And he looks at you and he goes, I was going to ask you to go investigate some of these disappearances that have happened over the winter. But I am concerned that these attacks might be something else. So I trust you exclusively. and I'm going to give you the choice of where you go. I was hoping you would either go to Newsteading to talk to the folks there because they're like you. He's going to give you that meaningful look.
Mm-hmm.
To see if they have any information that you can glean about some of these disappearances. Also, I know you can handle yourself, so you can also go to Dreadbane's stand. That'll be a little bit of a longer stint, but I know you got this. Otherwise I'll send Keep back. I know he just got back, but I think he's good to go back. And then otherwise, I might ask you, as of today, if you would go to Leigh-a and have you talk with the folks with the Black Owls there and go look at their sites. It sounds like your new friends have done some investigations, and that would be very helpful. If it sounds like they know what they're talking about.
So Avorie just kind of is the more that she's listening, the more like sense of something more that he's not necessarily sharing. And I say, Masaru, how many disappearances and how many incidents are we talking about here? Are you concerned?
I don't know if any of these things are connected, but I need more information.
Okay.
I need more information on these attacks, because it's not a coincidence that everything happened on Coronation Day across multiple cities. And I need more information about these disappearances. These are not people just abandoning their homesteads. Like, people do that. It happens. Life is hard up here. People do die, but this is more than just that. And after the raid last fall at Dreadbane's stand, and the notables that we captured, I don't trust that this is not all connected. It's too early to say whether it is all connected. I don't know. People keep saying it's the Furies. People keep saying it's the Sharans, and I don't know. And I trust you. I trust how you operate.
Okay.
And I need eyes and ears in all these places.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that Rieht can be convinced to accompany us. Rieht hates everything that is going to impact the return of the forests and nature in general. So if there's more burning going on, more pillaging going on, more disorder going on, I'm sure. Now, Shainale, I get a really good feeling about. We just met for the first time yesterday. I know Shainale has the ability to channel and is a member of one of the academies. So
she's one of Master Olpay's students, correct?
Yes. But I'm not sure whether she's brand new here. So I don't know if her duties or schedule will allow her, but I do think that she would probably be an asset if we're able to convince her to join us.
I'm confident that Olpay doesn't give two shits about his students, and we can convince him to have her tag along if necessary.
Okay, well, I will let you take care of that, sir. But I'll speak to them and see if they can. So, do you think that the most fortuitous or advantageous plan to go would be to start in Leigh-a and then make my way over to Newsteading after that? Or
again, you're my first choice to go to any of these places.
Okay.
I've got other Black Owls I can send to them. you have a great relationship with the people in New Hope.
Okay.
So if I need to wait for a day or two to send you there, I will do that.
And Massaro, between you and I, Kiebert's drinking's getting a little out of hand, and I'm worried about his competence.
His
in the
last
field.
stint in Dread's Vein Stand was, I don't know if he told you about it.
He did not, but he's been drinking for a long time. This isn't, and so I'm just saying, I'm concerned for my friend, and I'm concerned for any people that might be with him in the field in his current state.
Duly noted.
So officially telling you that I am a little concerned for Kiebert's mental well-being.
Unfortunately, he's the person I'm probably going to send back to Dreadbane Stand just because he has the contacts. I will make sure to send him with somebody who can help.
Okay.
But duly noted. I'll make sure he has some R&R after this next round.
Thank you, sir. Is there anything else you need from me?
No, dismissed.
Okay. So just a little salute, turns around, exits
you do
office.
the chest, fist to chest, and he acknowledges back. And you can hear the thud as his fist goes to his chest. Like he is very serious about his ceremonies.
Okay.
So you go back 2 doors down where there is an attendant and there's are you sure there's nothing I can get you, Master Rieht? We just love having you here so much. And, we could get some of those little cookies that you like. Okay, well, I mean, you don't have to have them. We can get you some cab. And it's okay, yeah, no. And Lady Seafolk here.
Lady, no.
Yeah. Oh no, that's not what we call you. Okay, no.
Just Shainale is fine. Don't.
Okay. Just Shainale. Is there anything I can get you? Are you sure?
I'm well. Thank you. That's very kind.
All right.
When Rieht is not ignoring because that would be rude, but he's just and he's just waving at her. Can I take a look over? You said there's a map of the borderlands with markings and stuff on it. Can Rieht
so Massaro had rolled that up and put it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But there is a larger map on the wall opposite the window, so basically next to the door. That does have some markings on that if you want to go look at it.
Yeah, Rieht would be interested in looking at that.
Yeah, and there you'll notice that there's pins put out basically all throughout the wilderness. So, and it spreads out, and they are clustered a little bit more to the northeast. But yeah, so there's just a lot of random pins.
Is there any kind of organization to it? Are they colored? Do they have markings on them?
There's the pins themselves don't. If you want to try to figure out, give me a history check to see if you can figure out if they're associated with locations. And Shainale, if you're going to do this, do it with disadvantage.
No, I think Shainale is trying to be as still as possible so that the attendant doesn't ask her any more questions. She's trying to disappear without disappearing.
I rolled a 4.
Oh no.
The attendant is just chittering in your ears, and you're trying to make sense of this map. The pins are scattered around, so it's not around any towns, it's not around any known colonies, but
is there any broth available this morning?
Oh, of course, yeah. Would you like vegetable broth? Would you like fish broth? Would you like beef broth? We've got some veal broth. We've got some pork
Fish
broth.
would be nice.
Fish, okay, yeah. And Lady Seafolk, would you like some fish broth? I know you guys like fish things.
What kind of fish is it?
It's fish.
From the lake?
Yes, of course. Where
Fish.
else would we get fish?
I am well, thank you. That's very kind.
All right. Well, no, I'll just bring up 2 just in case.
You don't.
Until like she scuttles out of the room as Avorie. Avorie, how do you enter? Like, do you just?
I know that I've got. I understand what I have to do. This isn't the first time I'm being sent out to do investigations. Rieht has accompanied me before, so I don't have like a sense of urgency or anything. I'm just coming in very businesslike, like to the matters at hand, and so I just enter the room kind of not in a perfunctory way, but just normally. Like, I guess that's a long way about to say I'm just entering the room.
Coming in.
Coming in.
Perfunctory was our word of the day.
It's not my fault. I have a big vocabulary. It's not my fault.
You know what? It's the Wheel of Time. We're used to like 10,000 words describe like
true.
one.
Right? Okay.
Can't help it.
So I just come back in and I look at the attendant and I'm like, I'll take some vegetable broth, please. And I say it in a way to let them know that, like, get on with it, please. And thank you. Thank you.
She does like this curtsy bow.
Thank you.
So she's new on staff, not used to this. So very happy to have the job.
Mhm.
She's also heard your legends and yes, right away, yes.
And Shainale just looks at Avorie and is like, thank you. She wouldn't stop asking if I wanted things, and I don't. It's weird. Anyway, is everything okay?
I'm not sure.
Obviously things are not okay. That was a very foolish question. Things are very much not okay.
Okay.
But,
if we're going to have a friendship, which I really want us to have a friendship,
yes.
please stop apologizing for every single time you think you've overstepped. We can, don't worry. If something is out of line, we will politely let you know it's out of line. But you don't need to apologize because you don't understand our culture and customs. We will do our best to respect yours, and hopefully we can learn from each other.
With his back still to both of you while he's still trying to he's confused, looking at the map, still kind of confused because he was distracted by the.
And Gwen is still on your shoulder, and she's just leaning up against your face, purring.
Yeah, just purring.
Finger scratches behind the ears.
She's
right in the ear.
She's rubbing her face right up, but her face is like this big on you.
Yeah, it's like a motorcycle engine in your ear. It's just.
So I just spoke to Guerrero, and he's sending me out past the walls to do some investigating. There are some disappearances that have been happening in different areas of the wilderness, and I've been tasked with visiting one of several options. And I'm also being encouraged to form a party to go with me. So, Rieht, I'm hoping we've traveled together before. I value your knowledge greatly. And I would love it if you would be one of the people to accompany me.
Well, some of my extended family are visiting in my steading, so it would be nice to be away for some time, even if it is north of the border wall.
Understandable. And Shainale, apparently my commander has heard that you have an uncanny ability to discern things, and seemed very convinced that you would be able to be temporarily released from any duties you have with the academy, even though you just got there, to also accompany us on my trek if you want to go. It will be it could be dangerous. I'm going to be very honest with you. It could be dangerous. Rieht and I are both very accomplished trackers and knowledgeable of the creatures of this area, of the terrain, of the other settlements. So you really don't have anything to worry about there, but it is dangerous. I need to be
your
honest
friend,
with you.
Olvon, the one that was also had partaken too much of the drink last evening, seemed particularly useful as well. Maybe he would accompany us.
I think he would be helpful. Absolutely. My concern is not so much for what my master here would think. It's more what people back home would think, because I was sent here for a very specific purpose. I don't know. And I don't have a way of. I don't know. I would like to. It certainly seems like I'd be doing much more good than anything that I'm doing here at the academy.
Well, if you're supposed to learn, then...
I'm sure that there can be an academic spin placed on this, a field trip, so to speak.
Learning in the field is much
at this
preferable.
Point, the girl is going to come back in. She's like, okay, so here's your broth, and here's your broth, and your broth, and again, this is the bone broth, the fish bone broth that I told you about, and it's so good. Oh, and Warden Guerrera, Warden Sandovna told me to give this to you to give to our sea folk friend. So yes, and just let me know if you need anything else. Do you need some tea? Do you need some caf? Do you need anything else?
If you can make inquiries in the kitchens for this evening's meals.
Oh, of course. Yes, of course I can do that. I'll be right back. Exactly. And then she curtsies her way as she backs out.
I find it much easier to get rid of them if you give them tasks.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So, and Avorie, she has handed you a sealed letter that has Master Olpay written on it.
Oh, well. And do I notice that it's Guerrera's handwriting on the envelope?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's very distinctive.
Okay. Shainale, I don't think you're really going to have much of a choice in this. This is for your instructor. And I hand the sealed envelope to you.
Well, Shainale, yesterday while y'all were hanging out, did you talk about your interesting encounter with your new instructor?
Yeah, I think. She would have during the time where they were sort of just walking through the festival and whatnot. She absolutely would have talked about just how unpleasant and upsetting this man is. Yeah, she absolutely would have given a brief overview of her encounter.
Okay.
Well, this is okay. Yes, I will come with you then.
Fabulous. So,
Massaro is accustomed to getting what he wants.
Yes, he is. He is not our senior warden for any reason. So what's the ideal party number that we're going to want for this?
Rieht joins the party.
Rieht joins the party. Shainale joins the party.
Final Fantasy in my head now.
I'm simply asking from a standpoint of
well, did you laid out some of the options? Have you decided where y'all are specifically going?
So I'm gonna have to come in and these are the options that we have. Okay. First off is to go up to Dreadbane Stand, which that's where Hebert just came from before he was sent last night into town to investigate the fire. I don't think that is a great first place to take Shainale. And
I
you
feel
may
like
or
I'm
may not
missing
agree
context
with
for
me there.
this.
Rieht, Shainale, Dreadbane Stand is a it's an outpost of sorts, but it's almost where the unsavory types go to trade more nefarious black market almost type items. It's almost like a shanty town in a way. And they're
Think Tortuga.
That's exactly what I was picturing.
yes. The lawlessness happens there. There is some order, but it's very, very precarious. And we send patrols out there relatively routinely just to ensure that anarchy has not, devolved into chaos out there. The other opportunity that we have is Leigh-a, and that is another outpost where there have been some people who have been going missing. And New Studding is it's a little further out than Leigh-a. And we've been tasked to investigate and talk to townsfolk. It's an established town where there have been some people from surrounding outskirts of farms that have been missing. Their entire homesteads are abandoned, and it's like people have packed up and just left. But it's not just one or two. There's several encounters. So my thought process is to actually go to both Leigh-a and New Studding, but maybe bypass Leigh-a at first because we'd have to get them on the way back. So go to New Studding. It's further away. Spend some time there to investigate, do our interviews, and then we can circle back into Leigh-a on the way back to New Hope. How does that sound to you, Rieht? Does that make sense?
Yes, I trust your judgment.
Okay, so it would be lots of traveling. We're discouraged from using gateways to travel along these roads between towns because it does put a strain on the channelers who have the ability to open gateways. And I'm sure that you don't have the permissions to open a gateway yourself. Is Shainale's channeling strong enough to open gateways?
Shainale.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Neither Shainale does not know that weave.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not. It's
Seen
it's not.
You've seen it.
Yes, she's seen it before, but it's not necessarily a question of power. It's she doesn't know it. She doesn't know how to do it.
Okay. And Avorie definitely does not have the ability to make a gateway. So we're hoofing it. We're literally hoofing it. It's pretty early in the day. Do you think it's early enough, Rieht, for us to be able to head out today, or should we wait until tomorrow morning? Do we want to try to encourage?
It's like 9 o'clock in the morning at the latest at this point.
Okay. So
Either way, we'll camp under the stars for the evening, but that is still that does not dissuade my desire for travel.
Okay. Do we want to encourage anybody else to join us?
I think it would be very beneficial if we could convince Olvon to join us as well.
Okay.
It would be very helpful. And also, I understand this is quite important. There is also the matter of the bet that we made. We need to go to the baths before we leave. I understand
Okay.
It's but just for an hour. I am a woman who settles her debts.
Okay. I will take you up on that. I would love to luxuriate for a little while before we have to hit the wilds. So why don't you head down to the academy with that letter, try to recruit Olvon for our trip, and we shall meet back up at the baths in 2 hours, and we'll be on the road by mid-afternoon at the latest.
That sounds good to me.
All right. So Rieht, the mayor had requested that you go visit. So are you guys departing from your company here, going to pack your bags, get ready? Is that what y'all are doing?
Yeah,
Yes.
he'd go and tell he'd send a message with the overeager servant to the mayor that he was being conscripted by Master Garara to go and investigate some more of the fires, but that there are more Ogier in the area that could easily come and do make the necessary repairs.
Okay.
I'm sure he's used to the warden conscripting things when it's needed.
Well, and Shainale, are you going? You're just gonna go pack your bags and go.
I'm gonna
are you
go
gonna
to
talk to Master Olpe at all?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Shainale is gonna go to the academy, and she's going to speak to, Olvon first, and then, and then Master Olpe.
And you'll see Olvon in his rooms, and we'll retcon that when Andrew gets back at next session. But so then you will go. So Olvon first, then Master Olpe.
Yeah.
So you go to his office, and I'm assuming you knock on his door.
Yep.
Come in, please. Who's there?
Master Olpe, Shainale, then Togara.
Oh, Shainale! Yes, please come in.
Thank you.
Have a seat.
I prefer to stand, actually.
Whatever makes you comfortable. So, and he's just fiddling with paper. Like he's just literally like moving papers around his desk, and you get the
super
sense.
Busy.
Yeah, yeah.
God.
You totally pick that up. Like he's like,
Oh,
he just looks at something, like he doesn't even read it, and he's like,
yeah.
How can I help you? How are your studies going so far?
Quite well. I am sorry to interrupt your very busy day.
Thank you. I know I am so busy. I had the mayor in here all morning, just talking my head off. And yes, she did. I did concede to give her some of our channelers to help out with the town. But if you can find an excuse to get out of town, that would be wonderful. Because I don't want my best students to be doing anything like that type of work. Like, obviously, you are very prestigious, and like I just.
It's funny you say that. I have actually been recruited by Senior Warden Guerrera.
You know what? You can learn a lot about the mini dragons from them. So make sure that they teach you about those things, and like it's like they handle those weapons all the time. And yes, like that would be very good busy work for you. Yes. Like, and I see you have a letter from it. Like, let me take that from you.
I do.
And, like, he opens it.
She keeps like starting sentences and like it just cannot get a word in edgewise at all.
Yes, so please, learn as much as you can from them, and like get those, because I feel like they keep secrets from us, and you are tasked with bringing back any information that you can from them. Whatever you hear,
I will do this for you.
I want to know it.
Yes.
Information is power. This is, if there's one thing I can teach you, information is power.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Olvon is going to come with us too, I believe.
Well, good, because anybody who studied under Master Tarek, don't know why we accepted them, but yes, please take him, because I don't trust him.
Huh. Well, this has been just lovely. I am going to leave now.
Oh, it has been lovely. It's always lovely talking with me.
Always lovely talking with me.
All right, I am going. Yes, goodbye.
You're dismissed.
Thank you. And she leaves, and she was so close to slapping this man.
I don't blame you.
Oh man, if we had a constraints friend, you would get a constraints friend. But we do not have a constraints friend.
Alas.
Alas.
And is that our stopping point for today? Because Thom has to leave.
Yes.
Oh shit!
and
Yeah.
this-
Oh yeah.
Didn't
Yes,
realize it was you.
and this is where we will conclude because we are just about our point. So we got a good hour and a half.
You got a mission.
Yeah, we got like an hour and 30, hour and 40 minutes out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Pretty
good. That was
Minus
a good,
10 minutes for bloopers and shit, but